Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in weeks, Valve have dropped yet again in their CS2 update. Yes, within the last month, we've had some minor bug fixes, and the release and changes with the Copenhagen Major stickers. But this time around, they've also added some new regulations when it comes to trading your CS items. Now, for a disclaimer, it's nothing huge, but once again, Valve has taken action, most likely after what occurred at the most recent Major, and in regards to the general state of skins. Today's video, I want to break down this most recent blog post and discuss all and everything in terms of trading and what this update means going forward. Now, today's video sponsor is Skins Monkey. Skins Monkey is a buying, but most notably trading marketplace, that being for your CS2 items. You can trade off your old skins for something new. All you do is log in with Steam, you start a trade, and any cash remaining goes to your available balance on the site. When it comes to trading an item you don't have enough balance for on the site, Skins Monkey has a large variety of deposit options. By using my code MANDO, you can get up to a free $5, and by depositing alongside using my code, you get an additional 35% of a deposit bonus. With Skins Monkey's large variety of skins, they also offer daily, weekly, and monthly giveaways. If interested, the link will be in the top of the description down below. Firstly, for today's video is the update itself. An update post-Major was expected to come soon, but not this soon.
That's what she said.
Valve normally tends to wait a few days up to a couple work weeks to add the Champions Capsule, but this time around it means we'll get the 75% off sale most likely in another month, and then that from there will continue into the summer of 2024. Valve dropped the update yesterday evening, but didn't send out the tweet until the late hours of last night, which is kind of odd, but hey, it is Valve time. And now for the bread and butter, that being the blog post. For today's update, there's two different categories, that being on April 2nd. Now for the first line in the Copenhagen Major tab, Valve says congratulations to Navi for winning the PGL Major, and the second one, they said the Copenhagen Major 2024 Champions Autograph Capsule is now available for purchase in the Copenhagen Major Hub. And for those wondering, it's nothing special, and it's kind of surprising that no one even really talked about this, nor I guess really cares for these stickers this time around versus other majors. Everyone's always really excited and hyped to see if Valve will change anything up, make something new or creative. That with also the fact that it's not the bread and butter for today's update, with it being this small, is very interesting. The second category up here is Miscellaneous. The first one seems small, but it's actually pretty important. They fixed several cases of sticky collisions when jumping against surfaces. So I made a whole video about this, but there was a major bug just a couple weeks ago where it was G2 Esports versus Virtus Pro. Not that I think Virtus Pro could have won the major or made it very far, or even the game they were playing at the time, but they had a chance to win the round. And this was the jump bug on Anubis. This was on a site going up to heaven, doing that little crouch boost, and it's been pretty well known the past few months that when you jump up there is a 1 in 10 chance-ish that you end up falling back down, and that's exactly what happened. You could have gotten a flank, but that didn't end up happening. This also made me investigate what Valve changed even further, which it doesn't really seem like that at all. For the past few months, or really ever since CS2 first released, there's also been a bug on Nuke. Now, it's nothing big, nothing game-changing, might not even lose you or win you the round. Now, in Nuke CT Heaven, when you go near the air conditioner and you walk on that railing, there's usually a bug where you go up and down. The elevation's all messed up. They didn't fix that, nor have they really fixed anything on any other map. And for the second to last one up, they fixed another threading bug that could lead to a frame rate hitch, especially if all CPUs were busy. Now, I'm not sure if it was included in this update or it had something to do with that last line of text that we read to do with CPUs and frame rate. But I've definitely noticed after playing a few matches, especially in deathmatch, that my FPS is up quite a bit. I'm not sure about the percentage, but I can see by the number it's up by 100 or so, which is very weird. And lastly, for the bread and butter of today's update is purchased and trade Counter-Strike items will now not be visible to other users who view your Steam inventory for 10 days. Now, what does this mean for you guys? Well, it seems like players community-wide, including myself, are confused with what this means. It's not very clarified very well, but that's Valve for you in a nutshell, including this entire update. Going off what Valve said, it's supposed to mean that, well, skins that you buy are not supposed to be visible to everyone for 10 days. That would also mean that there's going to be a 10-day trade holder, that there would be after this update, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. After seeing someone like TDM Jesus try and mess around with trading skins between accounts, that not working, where you can still see them in the inventory, I decided to try it for myself. I traded some skins around, got no good result, and then I opened a case where I also bought a key. I wanted to see if buying a key was what Valve meant by a certain item, for an example, where that wouldn't appear in your inventory for someone else that maybe just bought the key, and that's very confusing. But after buying the key, I could still see it while going incognito, looking at my own Steam account, and then after opening it, getting a certain Mag 7 skin, I could also see that skin on a different account. So aside from an extra couple days of a trade hold, this hasn't really changed much, but it definitely has messed up a lot of marketplaces, especially places that use peer-to-peer. So I'm not really sure what this means. Maybe this is just a bug from this update where Valve needs to update it again for it to actually fully take effect. If they do that, some extra clarification would be nice. And that's something I want to touch on right now is Valve is kind of slacking when it comes to talking to us, the community, which that's no surprise there. It's been like that for the past few years, but clarifying what they changed or fixed in these updates. Just a couple extra lines of text of what that actually means, the 10-day trade hold. Is there a 10-day trade hold? Did they actually boost performance or FPS? What did they fix on certain maps, for an example? But that's enough of that. Now, a question that's been racing through my mind ever since this update came out is, why did Valve do this? That specifically being for the trade hold. In my opinion, Valve is most likely responding to what happened from the Major. And for some context, I have a whole video on this from a couple days ago. I suggest you go check it out if you want some very in-depth detail. But essentially, a spectator was paid off by CSGO Empire, another Gamba site, the rest of the stage screaming on how CSGO World was a scam alongside G2. Though that may be true, the way it was done, or more so executed, was horrendous. This, like the previous statement, for me, in my opinion, is Valve's last straw. They are trying absolutely everything in their power to do anything but ban skins and the ability to trade overall. A few years ago, at first, it was the 7-day trade hold, and then where you had to have Prime, and if you didn't have it, you couldn't trade for 2 weeks. And then in a recent Shadow update a few weeks ago, they made it so if you changed your name due to an API scam, you couldn't trade for a few hours. If you guys want a video on my theories of what Valve could do next if this continues and gets really bad, leave your thoughts down below, but for now, I'm going to keep that door closed. So the biggest takeaway from this update is the only visible bug that I can notice that was fixed was the Anubis jump bug. We got a bit of a boost in performance, that being with FPS, and if this update for trading is true and it's not a bug, Valve ends up fixing it. One, I'll update you guys on it, but there's supposed to be a 10-day trade hold, and anything you buy in the in-game shop or buy off a marketplace, maybe you have a friend, that is not going to be visible to anyone else for a whole week or 10 days. Let me know what you guys think down below. I'll catch you in the next one. Stay positive, stay sexy. I'm out, guys. Peace.